It's Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming with Dan from Gaia Force Gaming, and we just wrapped up the Top Cut. Was it Top Cut? Top Cut Regionals. And Dan placed top 8, 7th to be exact, with, everyone's going to be really excited for this, his Imperialdramon deck. So we're going to share the deck profile with you guys. I know I've been getting a lot of questions about when he's going to release it, so here it is, everybody. I guess without further ado, Dan, if you want to take it away, talk about your matchups and your deck, and yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, everyone. It's me back on the GFG channel again, featuring, obviously, my favorite deck. It has changed throughout the eras and formats, and I hopefully can still play it and it's updated somehow in the future. But we'll start with the eggs, and we'll talk about matchups, and we'll go from there. So we've got the 4, and also these hot Imperial sleeves.
Nice.
4 Demi Vemon, 1 Upamon. You really just want Demi Vemon, but obviously I ran a 5th egg. Upamon, this could be Pokemon even, right? The one that when you play a source you can get a memory. I just really wanted a 5th egg in case I played a longer matchup, especially against maybe possibly Yellow Rabbit Hybrid or something. Just wanted a 5th egg for security reasons, just to feel safe so I didn't have no eggs and then I'm really stuck. We'll go with, I'm working backwards here. We'll go with rookies. We got 2 Force starter Vemons. I'm just going to say the starter deck because obviously we got 2 starter Vemons. 2 Force Vemon starter Vemons. These are okay. Sometimes you obviously you don't want to see a late game because you'll probably have a booklet in your hand. So really just putting these out there to Digivolve. If you see it early game, great. If not, tough luck. But it's really just to get the draw early on when you're not having as much cards in your hand. Because if you have 7 or less, you can draw 1 in Swede. We have a playset of the EX1 collection Vemon and of the starter Vemon. This is just my preference for it. I feel the fact that you can unsuspend, either get this effect from unsuspending and gaining a memory. You can get this from the Imperialdramon reskin. You can get this from even digivolving to like Lydramon, or really Raydramon, and tapping Davis Ken, even then you can digivolve to Imperial, utilizing Davis Ken essentially. Digivolving, giving you that 1 extra memory does make a difference in the games. Starter deck Vemon, the new starter deck Vemon, Imperial starter deck Vemon. I really like this card a lot. I'm not a fan of the BT08 Vemon that's just 2 colors. It can be, it can be great for some people. Just every time I've used it, I've just literally bought a deck 4 cards that I wish I had. So, just not for me. It could change, but this is just my list right now, preferences. We got 3 jamming Vemon. The best boy, splitting pressure, right? Swing jamming. If it's Demi V egg under, draw 1. What more can I say? Sometimes I want to run a 4th, but I think just running the other ones feels a little bit better. Moving on to the level 4 lineup, we're going to do play sets of the X Vemon from the EX1 collection and 4 of the Stingmon. Pretty standard here, obviously. Most of the deck cores you'll see are very similar in the level 4, level 5 lineup for the most part. Just the fact that you can swing, get jamming, draw 1 if you got the Demi V egg. If you got a blue Digimon, you can literally just play this for 3. That way, if you have 3, you go to 0, stay your turn. You can DNA Digivolve, which is obviously the bread and butter of this deck. Like, it makes it so busted to be able to DNA Digivolve and you get another swing. The fact that Stingmon's in here is not once per turn, you're just abusing it. And at some point, if you get a little bit of momentum, you're drawing like 3 or 4 cards a turn. What else? I will note also, sometimes, if you have a rookie on board, you can also Digivolve, pay 2 instead of playing with 3. It depends on your preference and what's going on in the situation, though. But sometimes I just Digivolve instead of hard casting it when I have, like, Digimon or Raydramon / Lydramon on board. What is it? Obviously, I said it. 3 Lydramon. I really like calling him Raydramon still, but I'll call him Lydramon for text's sake. But I feel like the 4th one didn't help, because then whenever I had the 4th one, I was working, I was like, I want to play this guy for 5, kind of stinks just to pay that much, so I just went with the 3. still good. You know, Digivolving can suspend something. I was able to suspend someone's Boko today. You know, Boko Hybrid is still a thing. Still very much a threat. I definitely did not take it lightly, and I definitely was getting smacked by it a couple times today. And to round up our level 4 champion lineup, we'll run the one-up Lobo, because we're just trying to close out games. And there will be times where you're in an awkward situation where you have, you know, Tamers, some memory, evolve, you know, Lobo over a Tamer, and then you can drop the Stigmon for 3, and then you can DNA Digivolve. Not the best stack, right? Because you don't get jamming under your DNA. Level 5, but sometimes you gotta do it if you need to. My level 5 lineup is the 4 Imperialdramon. There's no negotiations for that, and 2 Dino B. I'm just running the 6. It feels a little bit sometimes. I was running Chimera, but I took it out just because space-wise to add other stuff. You always want Imperialdramon, but Dino B is very prevalent in this format, especially when you're playing against decks that can be strong, such as the reboot blockers, or just they have blocker. Against anybody like a really tall stack, you can rest it and it doesn't unsuspend, and you don't have to stress about it for at least a turn, maybe. This was good against Imperialdramon too. Shoutouts to Lychee. Yeah, overall, and it's nice to have the Inherit. The +1 case, since it's 2 colors, it helps a lot. Makes your Dragon Mode 14, makes your Fighter Mode 15, and sometimes it does come up. 2 Dragon Mode, 2 Fighter Mode. I would say this is like standard. Sometimes we'll run a 3rd Dragon Mode. I would think maybe if I wasn't running my last tech card, I'd run a 3rd Dragon Mode. Pretty great. I think there's some games where I couldn't find the Dragon Mode, so I ended up just running digital to the Fighter Mode. And going to Fighter Mode is pretty good still. The fact that it can bounce a 10k, then if you have a blue and green, you can unsuspend, swing, and then suspend something else. It's pretty nice. I think this is great. I'm still figuring out options, checking stuff out. Here is my level 6 tech card, Nidhoggmon. I was trying to use it, you know, against longer matchups against maybe Yellow Rapid Hybrid, Mastamon, against anybody, Black Greymon, just decks that'll overextend a little bit and aren't expecting this. And this is actually decent in the mirror too, if you think about it. Like, someone's swaying with whatever, at level 5, and then they Digivolve Imperial and they put out two guys, right? They're like, oh, I'm so wide now, like, what are you gonna do? And then if you're able to build a second Nidhogg, you literally just get rid of all of this. And then they're reset as well. So just putting this in, just as a tech card, still feeling it out. Doesn't know if it's the end all be all, still feeling it out. The only hard part is since it can't be searched by Digimon, because it's not a free type, it does get bottom deck sometimes, but, you know, Davis can still get it if needed. Tamers, we'll do that quick. It's just 3-3 split. Maybe 1 extra Davis, maybe, but I feel like 3-3 split is pretty big for now. Ken Davis is pretty great. The fact if I had Lydramon push it up and get to 5 memory, if I had like Davis and Ken plus the Davis, it's pretty good. 5 memory is a lot, and you can abuse that, which I did a couple times today. We're running 2 Megadeths, 3 Hammer Spark, 1 Blue Mem Boost, 1 Ice Wall, 1 HPD. I think most lists are running at least the Hammer Sparks, the HPD, the Ice Wall, maybe Blue Mem Boost, depending on the ratios, but these are my option cards. I think a lot of them did come into play. I still think the fact that you could abuse HPD with, like, this deck is really good. There were times where I didn't swing a second time with my Imperialdramon. I played this, HPD, rested it, and I was able to either go Dragon Mode for free or Fighter Mode, and if you have the Ken Davis, you can tap to unsuspend, and you just continue the onslaught. It's ridiculous. Megadeth was really good for me too today. It saved me a lot of games. And that's the list. If people have questions, you know, you can always find myself, Shannon, Ben, Tyler, Trey, all in the GOG Discord. If you have questions, feel free to message us, because we all love Imperialdramon at the end of the day, and we all know how to play it.
Yeah. Honestly, the only reason I wasn't playing Imperialdramon is because I knew all of you guys were. I wanted there to be some sort of diversity for deck profiles at the end of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want me to show my matchups real quick?
Yeah, go through them.
Sure. So my matchups today was 1 Imperial Mirror. I played a Blue Source Control that ran Paladin Mode. Very, very spicy, very good deck. I played Elijah, who played X Antibody. I played another Imperial Mirror, Gordon Wynn, who was really good. Played, let's see, I played Blue Hybrid. I played another Imperial Mirror. Yes. And then my final round was Leech with Black War Greymon. Oh, such a good deck. I don't want to spoil any of this because he'll probably put his own profile out. I don't want to spoil anything about his list, but it was good. It went to game 3, so I cannot complain. It was a great match back and forth.
Yeah.
We went 6-1, and since I lost, I ended the tournament early, so Ying was able to close it out.
Yeah, congrats to Ying on that first place finish. I'm sure he'll put up a profile, so check out his YouTube at Just Another Human. And yeah, congrats on topping. This was the first regional you played in, and the first regional Imperial was legal, so pretty sweet. And yeah, what do you think about Imperialdramon going forward? There's a lot of people who are in the Top Cut chat getting a little opinionated about Imperialdramon.
So, I mean, it's understandable. I mean, the deck, it goes fast, and if you have at least, if you at least can go to 3 memory and you have a balloon to raise and you can play Stigmon, you can swing for a lot. It's easily abusable. I do think the deck is really fast, which is why I think a lot of people are playing more control decks that can actually stop it, that they set up. At the end of the day, we can't take away the mechanic of someone just being like an aggro deck, right? Like, this is just how it's going to go. But yeah, I think going forward, I lose to Imperial Mirrors too. It's crazy. It goes fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really aggressive deck. It's a really fun deck. It's very risk-reward, which is just a fun way to play, like, for a lot of people. Like, there's going to be a lot of times where you're going to risk swinging, like, oh, if this guy dies, I just lose. You have your Imperialdramon without jamming, and it ends up going through, and you end up winning the game. And, that can be fun.
That happened a couple times. That definitely happened a couple times when you don't have jamming. Real big example, I was against Lychee. I had Imperialdramon, I can't find him. Where Imperialdramon? I had Imperialdramon, no jamming, and I could either swing to take advantage and then go to fighter mode or not swing. And since he didn't have jamming, I didn't choose to swing because he runs a tower deck. So obviously I could still hit something 8k or higher. Mm-hmm. And later on in the game, I hit that security and I was like, oh yeah, it was 8k, so good thing I didn't swing.
Yeah, very cool. But yeah, I mean, that's the deck. That was Dan Vang's run. Let us know what you guys think about the deck, think about Imperial, think about BT08 in general. I think it's a really healthy format. I think Imperial, we just see a lot of it because it's very popular and people are excited to play it. But I think
a little budget too, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's like quite where Blue Hybrid was. I don't think it's like a mile ahead of everything else. I think there are definitely options in this format, and they're all good options. But yeah, any shout-outs you want to do before we wrap things up in this quick little video?
Thank you to the squad. Thank you to Royal Knights, DA, Limit Break. I was able to test like Imperial against a lot of people. Shout out to America. Just testing against a lot of people helped me figure out like what plays, or I guess what are the optimal plays. Because me, sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'll just keep swinging, I'll be okay. But sometimes you gotta remember to choose when to swing and when not to swing. When to just evolve and kind of put out a board. They can't get rid of like Imperialdramon plus the 2, level 4s. You can kind of set up for next turn. So definitely shout out to everyone for helping me test.
Yeah, testing is important. But yeah, congrats again on top 8 at the regionals, and everyone join the Discord, playing our Monday tournaments. We got new playmats coming, if not this week, next week. So I'll put up a video with those, and yeah, that's really it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.